Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to VidaneTV. Showtime, Paul Strickland Jr. down here in the virtual production trailer, as always, pushing the buttons and screaming into this microphone until somebody takes it away. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight on a Wednesday night. Little Wednesday night iRacing action here for the season opener for the Turn4Podast Winter Series, running some late model stocks here at Hickory Motor Speedway for 150 laps up there around the docket, and it's brought to you tonight by Lightning Chassis, jumping on board for the sponsor of the season opener here tonight. And I gotta tell you, we have got a slew of late model stocks here tonight. I'm counting 34 of them that have come out to the track, 30 of them taking times, according to race officials here with the Turn4Podast iRacing Series, the Winter Series. We are, in fact, taking every single one of these drivers that's going to turn a lap and qualify here tonight. So we are going to have ourselves an absolute stacked field here this evening. Take a quick peek here as we get ready to get these drivers lined up on track and do some parade laps and get everybody introduced to each other. We can take a look at that starting lineup right there. How about Tony Quadros in that number 12 car, coming home with the pole, 14.736, a little bit slower than what we saw last night with the super late models here in the Tim's Corner Motorsports Toco Electric Super Late Model Series, but right around the same lap times. Lots of drivers out on track here as well. We saw 22 drivers on track to make the finale last night, and adding 12 more cars to the feature, it's going to be an absolute blast here tonight. The 16 car of Dylan Zulo going to start on the outside of row 2. The rest of the top 5 looking a little bit like this. Matthew Kimball and the 43 car going to start in 3rd. Justin Prescott in the 04 car starting in 4th. Aaron Thompson and Eric Laurendeau. We're going to try that. That might be wrong. We might have to get a sticky note for that one. But Eric's going to roll off P6. Kyle Buck, Garrett Benson, the next row in behind, rolling off 7th and 8th. Daniel Sweeney and Mike Hopkins rolling off P9 and P10. Great to see Mike Hopkins have a good qualifying effort here. Lots of NEP drivers kind of sprinkled in here, but lots of new faces that we haven't seen on VidaneTV. So we welcome you, and we welcome your friends and family that may be watching here as well. You're in for a treat here with the iRacing service here. Corey Casagrande and DJ Gerard going to roll off 11th and 12th. Eric Pomasco in the 71. Sean Boudreau in the 14th position. There you see Mark LaRoche in the 15th spot. Jed Stockwell, Cody Parker, Ryan Carmen, Jacob Scott, and Andrew Harmon going to round out the top 20 drivers. And you can see there are a ton of drivers. I think everybody here so far that we've looked at from the New England area. So pretty cool to be in the backyard of VidaneTV, as we're based in southern New England here ourselves. Casey Ogden in the 21st position. Dominique Lafleur, I believe, going to roll off P22. Chris Linguist and Lane Lantis going to roll off 23rd and 24th. Shane Tackett, Kyle Kenny, Kyle Atkinson, Justin Beecher, Travis Scott, Andrew Scott. Race director's not running. That's actually going to be Brandon Newhouse, the eye in the sky here tonight for us, keeping an eye on all the goings on. The 77 of Mark Creighton back here as well. Jimmy DeCursey, we'll try that, and Nathan Wenzel. So 33 cars. 33 late model stocks here at Hickory Motor Speedway to kick things off for a brand new series, a brand new season, and you're watching it live right here on VidaneTV. And again, we thank you for tuning in here tonight. We're live all over the internet. We're trying to take over the internet, as it were. We're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitter or X or whatever Space Daddy wants to call it now. And we're live over on Twitch, Strictly94. Give us a like, a subscribe, a follow, a share, all that good stuff. Let your friends and family know you're watching yourselves a little bit of iRacing action here on a Wednesday night. We're going to get through this hump day together. Let's see if we can get a good wide shot of all these cars here. 33 of them lined up here, and the pace car, he's going to go get a corn dog and a Coke. We're going to throw that green flag. Marty in the flag stand says, go, go, go. We're racing here at Hickory. Lap 1 in the books. Give it a Quadros. Going to lead the very first lap of the season. You see the 077, I believe, a car was around. We stay clean and green here at this point. Everybody getting it all sorted out up front. First 4 cars about single file. First time we see double file back here by about 4th or 5th. And Kyle Buck holding on to that 4th, 5th spot right now. The 19 tucks right back in. That's Aaron Thompson trying to make the best of a good starting spot up there in that 19 car. The 46 right there in behind him. That's Eric Clarendon, Daniel Sweeney right in behind Corey Casagrande, just outside, or just inside rather, the top 10 with Aaron Probasco, Mike Hopkins back here as well. And you can see it is a bit of a dogfight back here outside the top 10. Mark LaRoche in the 39 car, cutting in a couple of spots, moving himself just a little bit closer to the top 10. The 11 and the 0, side by side. It's Cody Parker, DJ Gerard doing everything they can to try and get up into that top 10. And these drivers know we've only got 150 laps on the docket here tonight, but you got to go. You got to get up towards the front as quickly as you can, because we actually get the first caution flag here of the night. When we'll take a peek here, slow everybody down. Gave everybody kind of an opportunity to let the cars breathe a little bit, let them eat, see what they can do for 4 or 5 laps, and they're going to cycle them back down and see if we get anybody to take advantage of the pit stops. But we'll look at the U-House Racing Designs instant replay. There you can see the action already happening there. There you see the sun drop right down on the bottom. We're going to back that up just a little bit more. It looks like the 15 getting around the 071. It kind of threw him off his line just a little bit. You see it upsets the back end of the race car, gets a little loose, gets down, taps the wall, tries to rejoin the track, and the 57 is there. So they're side by side. Everything looks good. A little connection issue. That may very well would have been what it was. There you see coming back in and pointing in the wrong direction. So with this iRacing deal, it's super cool. They've got a lot of great technology in it, but unfortunately, that's exactly what it is. It's technology. So just like you've got mechanical failures at the racetrack, any kind of electrical demons that you might be working with at the race car, well, you've got it in the virtual world too. So it's something these drivers have to keep in the back of their mind. Looking like everybody's still staying out on track. Cody Parker struggling with the connection just a little bit, it looks like. They're going to try and get that sorted out, and you can bet Brandon Newhouse is going to keep a good, strong eye on that, as he's our race director here this evening, helping out with the series here. And again, thanks everybody for tuning in here tonight. We've got a whole bunch of race cars out on track. We got a whole bunch of fans trying to keep up with all the action. There's a lot of chat boxes to keep up here when your stream is in many places as we do. But thanks so much for jumping in here with us here tonight. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, Twitch. The Twitch is Strictly 94, and that's my personal Twitch. We do the Vidane stuff over there. We do a little bit of video games and stuff over there. Lots of Grand Theft Auto, stuff like that. So we appreciate the likes and the support and all that good stuff. There you see the lights are off atop the iRacing pace car. We're going to get them lined up 2 by 2 once again. Give these drivers one more opportunity here to get that start or restart and see if they can kind of launch themselves up towards the front and see if they've got anything for that 12 car of Quadros. Quadros in the solidly in the front position, going to take that bottom sign. Dylan Zulo going to restart P2. Barney in the flag stand holds them up, throws that green, waves it, and we're racing once again here at Hickory Motor Speedway. Problems for the 08 car, bringing out caution flag number 2. It looks like he's going to lose a lap there as well, so that's a tough break for the 08 car. We'll see if we can pull up once again the U-House Racing Designs instant replay and kind of see if we can take a peek and figure out what went down with the 08 car. Why is he pointing in the wrong direction, and why the a little bit of damage there? And it looks like he might have had a little bit of help. We'll take a peek at it together here as we pull up the U-House Racing Designs instant replay. Focus in on that 08 car. You can see a little bit squirrely coming out of the turn 4 there. Gets into turn 1, checks up just a little bit. 14, just a little bit of a nudge. Little tiny bit of a nudge, and you can see that little bit of a connection issue there as well with that kind of disappearing trick there. Comes back on, but the caution flag comes out. Could have been a whole lot worse. Definitely could have been a whole lot worse, but the 08 car going to, I believe, lose a lap there as well, lose 2 laps. Now after coming down pit road, so that's definitely going to be a tough break early on in this one. But you can see we're on lap 15, second caution already, so we might have some opportunities for some of these drivers down in the garage area to get back out on track and gain themselves a spot or two, try and get as many points as they can. Race number 1 here in this series, and man, you gotta pretty much kick things off thinking about points if you're going to be going for the championship. It's live TV. We can take a look at that schedule right now up on your screen. You can see we're going to Myrtle Beach there on December 2nd for race number 2, Five Flags, Nashville Fairgrounds, Thompson, South Boston, Southern National, Stafford Motor Speedway, North Wilkesboro, and Martinsville. So it's going to be a fun little racing series that we've got here, about 10 races or so over the next 2-3 months or so. So it's going to be real cold out in the shop. It's going to be real cold outside at the racetrack, but here at VidaneTV, we're going to keep things nice and warm all throughout the winter months, and we'll throw up our broadcast schedule here very, very shortly, because we've got a whole lot of stuff on the go here at VidaneTV. There's lots of stuff going on in the real racing world and the virtual racing world, so be sure to stay tuned to the social media outlets for that. Corn dog and a Coke time for the pace car driver. He's going down on pit road. We're waving that green flag one more time, and how about that monster restart for Quadros? Gets about 2-3 car lengths clear of Zillow in the 16. Front 4 cars or so, about single file. Aaron Thompson having some issues, or well, his drafting partner there was having some issues. 43 car drafting back or dropping back just a little bit there. You can see having a little bit of issue with the car on the bottom side of the racetrack, working lap number 20, and you can see it is calamity corner back here just outside the top 10 as the caution flag flies once again. Big contact for the 3 cars. They get bumped on around here, and looks like there might have been a little bit of help, might have been a little bit of racing incident here as well. Take a peek here at the number 3 of Dominic Lafleur, and you can see he gets down in the apron, gets a little bit loose, gathers it back up. Everything looks good as he crosses the stripe, gets down into turn 1 and 2, loose again, and unfortunately not enough time for him to collect it before the 24 gave him a little bit of a shot, and you can see a couple of other cars making some contact. There's the 08 car up in the wall again. So a couple of cars towards the back of the pack with some damage. We saw this last night with the super late models here tonight. A lot of war-torn race cars here at Hickory Motor Speedway. So we'll see what goes down, and if we can get ourselves a nice long green flag run to kind of stretch this thing out a little bit. Let these drivers stretch the legs of the race car, see exactly what they can do on a long green flag run. I'll take another moment to thank everybody for tuning in here. A little Wednesday night iRacing action here live on VidaneTV. I am Showtime Paul Strickland Jr. in the production trailer, virtual production trailer. Easy enough for me to say. As we call it, pushing all the buttons, yelling into the microphone until somebody takes it away from me. And we're live all over the internet, trying to take over. We're live on the VidaneTV Facebook page. We're live over on Twitter at VidaneTV. We're live on Twitch, Strictly94, and we're live on YouTube as well, the VidaneTV YouTube page. Be sure to check out the Shorts tab over there as well. Take a look at some of the highlights from our past events. Lots of cool names, lots of cool voices over there in the past couple of years that we've been doing this here on VidaneTV, and be sure to hit that follow button as well. Hit the little alert thing as well. It'll let you know every time we go live. And the beauty of the YouTube page and the YouTube app, you can pull that YouTube app if you're not familiar here with us at VidaneTV. If your smart TV or your tablet or anything that you've got that has the YouTube app, you can punch in VidaneTV Live and it'll pop right up. You can watch us in the living room, the garage, wherever you've got that big screen TV hooked up. Be sure to dial us up, VidaneTV. Hey, snap a picture, throw it up on the Twitter as well. Give us hashtag VidaneTV. Join the conversation and let us know where you're watching from. And these drivers, well, they're watching right out their windshield, and they're looking up the flag stand for Barney. He's throwing that green flag one more time, and another monster restart for Quadros in that number 12 car. Doesn't quite get as far away as Zullo this time in the 16Z. You can see right on the back bumper as he gets down into the corner, gets a little bit off the corner, just a little bit. Caution flag flying out once again. That pace car driver, he's not going to get an opportunity to eat his corn dog if we keep throwing these cautions this quickly. But we'll take a peek at it, and judging by the all the reds that I'm seeing here in my notes, it may have very well been a doozy. Let's pop up that U-House Racing Designs instant replay. And there's the 11 car pointed in the wrong direction as we go by here with the 15. It sounded like there was multiple incidences. You 74 just kind of turning left in front of the 15, so I'm not entirely sure what that was all about. Seal 71 pointed in the wrong direction again here. So we re-rack and we restack and we get ready to rock and roll once again here, lined up 2 by 2, and the iRacing pace car has shut the lights off once again. 12 going to be down on the bottom side, the 16 up top. Prescott, Buck, and Lurin do the top 5 as they run. There's Hopkins right outside in the 6th position. Green flag flies once again here at Hickory Motor Speedway. Quadros gets the start that he needs, going to hold on to a very comfortable lead. Gets about a 3, 4, almost 5 car length cushion as they head into 3. Justin Prescott right on the back bumper of that number 16 car, trying to advance the position just a little bit better, but nobody's been able to get around those top 2 cars. Might be a little bit easier. The 16Z of Zulo gets up into the outside wall. Pretty hard lick for that 17 car. Doesn't seem to be slowing him down too much, but that yellow flag is, caution flag comes out once again. Looks like we might have one of the Scott brothers pointed in the wrong direction. You see the 13 car there of Andrew Scott. Hard to miss it. Bright yellow and orange car there, and you can see gets below the 03 car. A little 3 wide action between the 13, the 03, the 24. The 03 holding on to it. They get into 3 and 4, and man, they just they actually hold on to it as they come off. There's a little bit of no contact there as well, so there's the contact. 13 and the 24 get together there going into turn 1, kind of sends the 13 into a slow, lazy spin. Could have been a whole lot worse. Could have been with all those cars there being in front of the racing groove. Definitely could have been a whole lot worse, but going to be a long night to try and get up through the field here, as we still have 26 cars on the lead lap here, working lap number 36 at Hickory. Drivers antsy and ready to rock and or roll here. Already lined up 2 by 2. Still waiting on the pace car, though, for the 1 to go. There you see the lights are, in fact, off now on that iRacing pace car. We're going to get ready to restart once again here. Take that green flag on lap 39. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in here for us. Got a long way to go and a short time to get there, and having ourselves a couple of back-to-back cautions here earlier on, kind of giving these drivers an opportunity to almost knock the cobwebs out. It's been a long off season here in the iRacing world. Everybody's been working on their real cars and following along with real racing, all the short tracks out across the country, across the world, really. So getting on the old sim rig for the first time in a little bit might take a little bit to get used to, and then you're racing with a whole bunch of folks that well, you may not have raced with before. So gonna give these guys the benefit of the doubt, kind of learning and adapting to everybody else's driving style out on track. And you can see we're still trying to adapt mid-pack on back. This is 6 caution flag flies, and we'll take a peek at it here. The 14 car looks to be involved, and the 44 was just down on the bottom of the racetrack in a very bad way. And there you can see the action on track here. So we'll back that up one more time because we can do that here with live TV. It looks like a yard sale of cars there in 3 and 4, I believe that is. And it's a tough thing here at Hickory Motor Speedway because it's such a narrow track. There's not really any room to pass on the high side in the middle groove or anything like that. So when you have a couple of cars that are blocking the racing groove, as we'll see here, there on the left side of your street, the action getting ready to go down as there's the action going down. Tough to have the whole replay here when the replay camera doesn't want to stay connected for the entire time. It's only live TV. We'll get it all sorted out one way or another, but a handful of cars towards the middle of the pack being welcomed into another side of the other car. So some damage all the way around, and we'll see some of these drivers probably take an opportunity to come down, maybe get the virtual hammers out and see if they can maybe get some of that damage fixed. We do, in fact, have that one quick repair that these drivers are going to try and hold on for as long as they can, where you can come down pit road, essentially hit the old proverbial reset button that you hear about a lot in the iRacing world, and you'll be able to get a brand new car after a wreck or anything like that. But you don't want to waste that early on. You want to try and hold on to it. You want to basically kind of sit through the war of attrition a little bit and get close to the end of the race before you have to use that quick repair to try and kind of capitalize on that. You can see the 44 car stuck multiple laps down. 1 lap down is Jacob Scott. So I believe Jacob just kind of hanging out for the 1 to go to get back on the lead lap, take that wave around, and he's going to be the 21st driver on the lead lap. And they're all chasing Tony Quadros, having a great run in that number 12 car there. And he's going to restart there on the bottom side of the track once again. Dylan Zulo, Justin Prescott, Kyle Buck, Eric Lirandu, Mike Hopkins, Daniel Sweeney, Corey Casagrande, Eric Pomasco, and Matthew Kimball going to be the top 10 as they run. The big boss man, DJ Gerard, right on the outside of that top 10, running in 11th. Garrett Benson, Sean Boudreau, and Chris Lindquist going to be the top 15. And you can see the pace car going down pit road once again. Green flag flies. The 12 car shot out of a canyon. Going to get into turn number 1 with a little bit of a cushion. The 16 going to tuck right into his tire tracks, get up to the back bumper, and follow him on around the racetrack as they go into 3 and 4. Third place gets it sorted out as well. Justin Prescott right in front of Kyle Buck. Caution number 7. Have to figure out what's going on with our replay camera because it doesn't seem to be putting us in the right spot here tonight. So we'll have to get that sorted out here for the future. But as we take a peek, you can see there's a lot of cars that are super loose going all the way around here. The action going to be on the left-hand side of your screen. The 24 gets into the 03. The 57 just kind of keeps pushing there as well. The 3 gets into the back of the 46. There's a couple of other cars that may or may not have missed the brake pedal getting on down into that way. Sometimes, though, that Days of Thunder trick works. You know, you got to kind of go where the wreck is, drive through the smoke. You know, unfortunately, it's not always all the times that works. So, tough break for a lot of folks, or a handful of folks, in the back of the pack as we rock caution flag number 7 here on lap 49. Laps to go, and you can see the drivers getting lined up 2 by 2 behind that pace car, getting ready to rock and roll once again. 100 laps to go here at Hickory for the Lightning Chassis 150 laps on the docket here tonight, kicking things off 10 race season here, a little winter series that we're going to be watching here live on VidaneTV each and every Wednesday night. And we want to thank you so much for welcoming us into your homes this evening or into the garage, the shop, wherever you might be watching and following along here on this Wednesday night. Be sure to join us over on socials, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok. We got them all. Look for VidaneTV. Give us a like, a subscribe, a share, all that good stuff. And again, let your friends and family know you're watching some iRacing action here on a Wednesday night. Lots of cool stuff coming up here on VidaneTV in 2024 and the end, taking us up into the end of 2023 in the sim racing world and the real racing world. So be sure to keep an eye out for that. Just like these drivers right here, keeping an eye on that green flag once again, top three. Get it all sorted out. The battle right now, side by side, is for fourth. They get it all sorted out. These guys know up front they have to try and get away from the calamity in behind them. Mike Hopkins holding on to the high side in that number 78, making it work for him too, trying to hold off Daniel Sweeney in behind him, trying to get that spot from the 46 up in front. Corey Casagrande has a front row seat to this view. He's up in that middle groove as well. Little contact between he and the 71 of Eric Pomasco. Pomasco holds on to that bottom line. Oh, Casagrande going to get a little bit more of a run that time by. Black and green car slow down on the bottom. We stay clean and green for the time being. There you see the 0 of DJ Gerard watching that side-by-side battle for a little bit as Sean Boudreau in the one car going to kind of open the door just a little bit, see if he can get on down the underneath the 0 car of DJ Gerard, kind of advance his position. The Sundrop driver Justin Beecher off the pace there in the 51 car, staying clean and green. And some of these guys kind of outside the top 10, they're getting it. They're starting to single file up, do a little conveyor belt action. We got to figure out what these cars are going to do, guys, on these long runs. We've only got the one set of tires down on pit road, so they want to know what they're going to be able to do to these cars so they can kind of hold on to them for the end of the race. Back up front, we take a peek at Tony Quadros holding on to the lead. He's got to put a car length over the 16Z of Dylan Zulo, Justin Prescott, Kyle Buck there as well. A little bit of a gap, though, between third and fourth. Prescott being able to kind of pull away and join those top two drivers and get a little bit of a gap put in between he and the number 5 of Kyle Buck. Eric Larendu in the 46 car there as well. Strong top 5 run, qualified 6th in that position for the time being. Daniel Sweeney there as well up in the top 5, running in 6th. Mike Hopkins in the 78 having a really good run in that top 10. Eric Pomasco, Corey Casagrande still kind of duking it out between the 7 and the 71. DJ Gerard gets up into the top 10, gets around that one car and solidifies that top 10 or that 10th position. And there you see it, the 3 guys up front, they're starting to run away with it just a little bit. They've got about a second lead over that 4th place car of Buck. How about a battle for the lead? The 16Z sees a little bit of a crack in the door, boots it on open. You're going to take that bottom side and really wheel this car and try and hold on to that bottom side and see if he can get something done here. And you can know the tires are getting a little bit on the hot side. Look at the rubbles on the racetrack. These guys sliding all over the place, trying to hold on to it. Great handiwork by the driver of the number 12 car as we go on board with Quadros, still making that middle groove work, holding on really, really well. And the 16Z using that Stafford Motor Speedway trick just a little bit, trying to get those 2 tires down underneath the apron to see if he can de-wedge the car and get it to spin around just a little bit better, and see if he can loosen it enough, just enough to try and get up to the 12 car. The 12 got all the way down to the apron that time by as well as we cross the stripe for lap 65. The 04 car backing up just a little bit. The 16Z looks like he's going to back up as well. Zulo back to the drawing board and going to see if he can try and get back up to the back bumper of that number 12 car. But before he does that, the 04 in behind him of Justin Prescott, he's all over the back bumper. He wants that second position now. He wants to try and get up into P2, and maybe he can set his crosshairs on the back bumper of the 12 and might have a shot at him. Uh-oh, the boss man's around. DJ Gerard in that 0 NH car. Pointed in a wrong direction. Doesn't look like he's got that thing fired back up yet, though. There we go. Just waiting for the pack to get on around. So we'll see if we can take a peek at what went down with the 0 car of DJ Gerard to bring out caution flag at number 8 here on the evening. As always, brought to you by U-House Racing Designs. And as we back up the tapes here and See what went down. Just a little bit of contact. It looks like a little bit of loose, a little bit of contact, as we seem to be seeing throughout the evening. That's kind of the name of the game here at Hickory. Not a lot of room to pass on the high side, so when you do get cars up where they're not supposed to be, there you see Zero getting up into the wall. Doesn't seem to slow him down too much. There's some contact between the 7 and the 71. They get it sorted out. Unfortunately, it looks like DJ doesn't get checked up enough and gets a little bit of a boot from the back and sends him on around. So it wasn't a big hit, wasn't any kind of major damage or anything like that, but unfortunately going to lose a lot of track position. Well, maybe not. You're going to lose that track position for sure. You're going to stay on the lead lap, it looks like. But we're getting close to that halfway marker, and we're seeing a couple of these drivers are, in fact, down on pit road. There you see the 14 car of Andrew Harmon getting some tires, getting some service. Shane Tackett down there as well in the ally number 48. GJ Gerard, we saw him. He's already down and away. Wants to get back out on track and see if he can make the best out of a bad situation. He's got better tires on that car now, so we'll see if he can cut his way up through the field and move himself a little bit closer on up to the front. And I've been talking so long that, well, we missed the whole caution. Here we go, lining them up 2 by 2. Once again, lights off in the iRacing pace car, getting ready to go green. One more again. Halfway marker in this one, halfway down, halfway to go at Hickory Motor Speedway. 150 laps on the docket here tonight, and it's brought to you by Lightning Chassis. Lightning Chassis jumping on board, sponsoring race number 1 of 10 here in the Turn 4 Podcast, the late model stock winter series, and we're glad you joined us here on a Wednesday night on live on VidaneTV. We're going to be carrying all 10 races each of those Wednesday nights, so be sure to mark down your calendar and join us here at 8:05 on each and every one of those nights. We'll bring you all the action live wherever you may be watching from, on the YouTube, on the Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, TikTok. We're all over the place. We're going to take over the internet here in 2024. It's one of my personal goals, and one of the cool things about taking over the internet with the Turn 4 Podcast jumping on this week, we have surpassed our goal of 2,000 follows on Facebook. We're up to about 2019 now, I think, 2019, folks. And it's great to have everybody on board here tonight. And I did make mention a couple of weeks back, that was my goal. I wanted to have 2,000 followers by the end of the 2023 calendar year, and we've done that with a few weeks to spare. So we're going to be giving away some t-shirts this weekend. Be sure to shoot over to that VidaneTV Facebook page, because that's where we're going to be doing it. Vidane.tv is where you can get your news. Vidane.net is where you can get those t-shirts and hats and sweatshirts and all sorts of cool stuff. And I think we're going to be giving away some beanies. I think it's time. We got the brand new VidaneTV beanies hooked up in that store, and it is mighty, mighty cold outside. So on behalf of 2,000 followers, thank everybody for that. That is cool. That is huge. Caution flag coming out once again here at Hickory Motor Speedway. Justin Beecher finding himself in the wrong direction, wrong part of the track too, trying to drive into the garage area in that Sundrop car, and you can see the number 57 had some damage up there on the right front, so the car already not handling very well, trying to diamond down into the corner. Gets the apron a little bit, tries to check up. 54 gets a little bit of a bumpski there in the back of him and sends him on around. 57 does a great job keeping that thing out of traffic and trying to get it turned around in the parking lot over here. Not sure where he's going. He might be some fans over there grilling out. Where the 57 ends up. But in any sense, an opportunity in a big way for everybody to come down pit road and get that set of tires. There you see, pit road is a happening place here on lap number 83, as we are just a couple of laps shy of that halfway marker. Dylan Zulo, Mike Hopkins, Corey Casagrande, Tony Quadros, and Cody Parker. Those are the only 5 drivers that appear to have stayed out. Everybody else coming down. You can see those guys coming off pit road. They just took right side tires. And it's going to be time to boogie because there's the leader. There's going to be a couple of guys that might get trapped a lap down here just because it takes so long to get 4 tires put on. So we're going to have to see how that lines up with the timing and scoring, because right now you can see it's showing 9 cars on the lead lap. I don't know if that's accurate. We will definitely get that sorted out, but that could be huge news. These guys that get the fresh tires, they are in fact going to be a whole lot quicker. They're going to be feeling like Superman with those 4 fresh Goodyear tires, but they're going to have to get around the leaders twice. Once to get the lap back and once to pass them. So going to be a tall order for these drivers indeed, but it throws a monkey wrench into everybody's plans, and it gives us something to watch here on VidaneTV. There you can see the 16 of Dylan Zulo down on the bottom side. How about Mike Hopkins in the 78 car? Going to restart P2. Corey Casagrande, Tony Quadros, and Cody Parker as they restart. Little bit of a mishap outside the top 5. Green flag flies. And the top 5 are able to get away. The 16 gets checked up a little bit, checked out. The 46 gets checked up. And this is going to be where you're going to be seeing a lot of the drivers with the fresh tires getting caught up in traffic with some of these slower cars. They want to get around them as quickly as they can. But unfortunately, with not enough racing groove here, hard to get around these guys on the high side. You can see the guys up front, though, have gotten it sorted out. The 12 car going to take a peek. The 11 opens the door for him and says, go on through. You're getting around there. Came down under that last caution to get some tires and already back up into the top 5 of the 12 car of Tony Quadros doing big things in that number 12. And you can see the 11 sliding back just a little bit. Cody Park letting that 46 car go by as the 46 now sets his sight on the top 5, or on that number 12 car there in the 4th position as we work lap number 89. A little bit further on back, Sean Boudreau in the 1 car having a solid run. P7 on the board as we see, and it looks like all those drivers that did come down pit road and took 4 tires, they are in fact trapped a lap down. There's only 10 guys on the lead lap right now, but a lot of those drivers in the top 10 do in fact have to come down pit road. So one of the things you really have to keep an eye on here in the iRacing service with these late model stocks and the super late models, they don't quite have the same pit crews as the Cup crew, the Xfinity teams do. So it takes a little bit longer to get the fuel in the car. It takes a little bit longer for those tires to get put on. And these guys are ripping around this place at 14.7, 0.8 seconds a lap. So there's not a lot of time that you can sit on pit road without losing the lead lap. And you can see the 16 car. He's doing what he needs to do. He's out in clean air for right now. There's no traffic out in front of him. He's got a little bit of a gap between he and Mike Hopkins there in the number 78 car as he stayed out on track. Still going to have to come down at some point to get some tires put on that car, but same boat for Corey Casagrande there in the 7CT, running in 3rd. Tony Quadros lit a bunch of laps earlier on here this evening in the 12 car, and back up into the 4th position. Eric Lerndu in the 46 back there. A little slide in action between he and the 54. That 54 car, first car 1 lap down. That's going to be Kyle Kenny doing what he can. Oh no, he gets to the back of the 46 car, gets him on around into the racing groove. Caution flag flies once again. That's caution flag number 10 for everybody keeping track at home here on lap number 96. And man, oh man, watched it happen live here on VidaneTV, but being that it is live TV, we're still going to take another look at it. Going to back that up here on the U-House Racing Designs instant replay, and we'll take a couple of looks at what went down. And man, it's a tough thing when you're the first car 1 lap down. You're trying to get around these leaders, and you're trying to get your lap back the hard way, but everybody else on track is racing as well, racing for position. So we're on board with Kyle Kenny, as you can see, gets into the corner, has those fresh tires, and just runs out of racetrack, hard on the brakes, just into the back of the 46 car, down and around. So that is a tough break for the 54 of Kenny, and don't believe going to get the free pass there, being he was involved in the incident. So a handful of drivers coming down pit road, it looks like, and everybody else coming down. They're going to get some tires as well. So there's Hopkins. The one car is down here as well. Zulo comes down. Casagrande down on pit road as well. There you can see those guys are sharing pit stalls. It looks like Corey's not sure where he is. He's trying to get the car jacked up underneath the Mike's car. There we go. Got the right sides up. Going to get some tires. We'll see if they take 4 or if they're just going to take 2. This would be a good opportunity. As you can see the pace car already in 3 and 4. Casagrande got the memo. He's going to take the 2 tires. Mike Hopkins, he's going to take 4 tires, but he is down and away before the leader comes around. So he's going to be able to stay on the lead lap. So that's going to be tight. Oh no, he did definitely get out. So that's a huge opportunity for that driver. Corey Casagrande able to get 2 right sides on that car. Hopkins able to get 4 tires on here with 50 to go, and being that he was up in that second position, had enough time to do that under caution without losing a lap. So you see a lot of these drivers still kind of stuck a lap down. 8 cars now on the lead lap, as you can see at the scoring pile on there on the left-hand side of your screen. And you're only going to get the 1 wave by, so I believe that wave by potentially is going to be the 04 of Prescott. We'll have to double check on that. As you can see, a couple of drivers struggling with the internet connection there and trying to get them sorted out. Their mid-pack on back as lights are off, and we're almost 2x2 all the way through. We're 2x2 at least for the front couple of rows. Going to be a sketchy restart here, but we're just going to send it. Quadro's going to send it off and get himself a couple of car lengths in between he and the 03 car. A little side-by-side action. Oh, caution flag going to fly right away here for the 11th time. Going to try and get him re-racked and restacked once again. I'm going to say we may have just kind of botched that restart. We got the yellow flag thrown back out. I don't see anybody on track pointed in the wrong direction. So that's good news there. But we're going to get a little cleaner restart. It may very well. We don't want it to be the last restart and have a nice long green flag run and have not everybody have the opportunity to make a little magic happen. The 11 car going to give up the 3rd position. Cody Parker going to come down pit road and get some tires as well. Nathan Wenzel still out on track in that 03 car, and we can take a peek. We know Quadros was down pit road a little bit ago to try and get some tires on that car. Believe took 4 tires as well. Almost lost a lap there. Was able to hold on to it. And we can take a peek at when these drivers came down pit road. You can see Quadros was down there 36 laps ago. Wenzel was actually on pit road already 22 laps ago. Came down and grabbed some tires. Qualified all the way back outside of the top 30. So a great run there so far for the 03, trying to cap off a good night. You can see Zello, Casagrande, Hopkins, they all came down under that last caution there as well. So pretty much everybody's come down pit road at least once. Some drivers have come down at least twice, and you can see just everybody outside the top 7 getting caught under caution down on pit road, and it just takes a long time for these late model teams to get to 4 tires on the race cars. So it's tough. It's a tough scenario. It's a tough break, but these guys are going to be doing everything that they can. Andrew Harmon joining us in the YouTube says, "Womp womp, hit the power button." So just like in real life, just like the real race cars, man, you got the electrical demons and you got the mistakes, and well, hey, sometimes you hit that ignition switch and everything cuts off on you. So that's a tough break for Andrew, but I'm sure we'll see him Myrtle Beach next week for race number 2. And again, that's going to be right here live on VidaneTV. That's going to be a whole lot of fun, and less than 50 to go. This is going to be fun. These guys putting on a heck of a show here for us. Couple of cautions, 3 and 4 wide or so, but man, we're doing what we can. We got them all lined up 2x2, and the iRacing pace car is off. Quadros back where he left off earlier on in the race, back to the front, 3/10 almost a second over the Zolo machine in the number 16. You can see the 03 of Wenzel coming down, a little bit fresher tires than the 12 car, but not really able to do much with them. Corey Casagrande getting up there, kissing the wall just a little bit in the 7CT ride in fourth place. Mike Hopkins right in behind. Remember, those guys just came down pit road. Corey Casagrande has fresh right sides. Mike Hopkins has all 4 tires that he was able to get put on that. So now would be a good idea to, or a good opportunity to kind of hold on to that top 5 and maybe just let those guys eat their tires up a little bit, save it for 10-15, and then hammer down, see what he can do here. But I digress. I'm up here in the production trailer yelling into a microphone. I tried getting behind one of these late model stocks here at Hickory, and I could not figure it out, even with the same fixed setup that everybody else was running. I just don't understand it. I'm just not good. But I talk real fast, so here I am in the production booth. 114 as they cross the stripe. The 12 car still holding on to it, but for how long? Little bit of a Courtney effect going on in behind him. Dylan Zillow in the 16 car all over the back bumper of that green and white number 12, trying to get up and rattle his cage just a little bit. How about that slide? Holy moly for the 03 car of Nathan Wenzel. Holds on to it big time. Heads up, driving the leaders around. Dylan Zillow is around. A caution flag going to come out. We will back that up for certain and see if there was any contact. But man, oh man. That 12 car got spun around like a top, and man, that is not where you want to be. You can see damage up into the outside wall there as well. The 16 just barely avoiding as he goes around, going to lose a lap here as well. Tony Quadros in the number 12 car. Man, oh man, not ideal for that guy. He has been led a bunch of laps all the way throughout the evening, and not able to capitalize here late in the going. We'll back up to U-House Racing Design instant replay and see if there was some contact here. I got a feeling we're going to have to take a look at this from a couple of different angles, as this was big, folks. And we'll see what we can do here. Just like, there you see the 12 kind of getting into the corner. Everything looking good, sliding just a little bit. There's that monster slide from the 03 car. And you can see the 16 gets in and just gets into the back bumper, shoots him on around. And unfortunately, nowhere for the 12 car to go, but right there. And you can see gets a gear, gets it rolling once again, stops. So we can see him in the outside wall, tries to get the thing spun on around, and it gripped up where you don't want it to grip up. Unfortunately, got up there and kissed the outside wall. There you see he's going to come down pit road. He's down probably a lap. 1 lap, it looks like, maybe 2, as the leaders are right in behind. So still has an opportunity to potentially come back out here and get back on the lead lap, because we have had a bunch of cautions here throughout this evening. We've got 30 laps to go, and we've got a couple of new guys up on the front row, as it looks like the 16 going to take the tap rule, go into the back of the longest line there, or the end of the longest line, rather, and put him back in 7th position. There's only 7 cars here on the lead lap. But how about this? Corey Casagrande, Mike Hopkins, the front row on a restart with 30 laps to go. Nathan Wenzel up in the mix as well. Tyler Scott in the 25 car, I believe, is going to be the wave-by car. Going to rejoin the tail end of the field. Wenzel in the 03. Up in the top 5, Kyle Buck, Dylan Zulo, Justin Prescott, all going to be on the lead lap here with 30 laps to go. There goes the pace car down to the safety of pit road. There's the restart once again. The 7CT gets a good start there, getting into 1. He's able to clear these 2 drivers in 2nd and 3rd. We'll get timing and scoring all sorts of caught up here in just a second. Tyler Scott may have driven around the field one too many times to get that wave by. We'll see what goes on with that. But Corey Casagrande holding on to the lead. The 03 and the 78 side by side. Wenzel and Hopkins. You can see 7 of Corey Casagrande. He's trying to make that car as wide as he can all the way around the racetrack. High side, low side, doing what he needs to hold on to the spot. Kyle Buck and Wenzel going to get around Hopkins. Hopkins stuck on that high side. Was able to make that middle groove work earlier on, but even with these 4 tires, not quite able to make that magic happen. As you can see, sliding through. Oh, Corey Casagrande jumps on down, tries to get down underneath the 03 car for what is going to be the lead once they get around the number 25 car. That 25, I think we got the timing and scoring messed up there with the wave by, folks. I think that's what that is. The 25 car, I believe, is a lap down or in the tail end of the lead lap. These guys are battling for the top 5, though. Hopkins coming in like a microburst into the number 5 car, slaps up door handle to door handle, gets that position back, sends the 5 car back, and Kyle Buck back a couple of spots. Mike Hopkins wants to hold on to this top 5 and have a good showing here in the very first race of the season for the Turn4Podast Winter Series, brought to you by 51 Designs. And tonight's race here with Lightning Chassis here for 150 laps on the docket. This is huge. As you can see, Hickory still able to hold on to the lead. That's going to be the leader that's scored there, the 44 cars. So that's we get that all sorted out. The 03 car now the leader. All right, we got timing and scoring fixed. There we go. We got live TV, all sorts of wonky, but we got it sorted out. Wenzel now has the lead in the 03 car, and we've seen that car loosey-goosey for the past 10, 15 laps. Seems to be doing exactly what he needs it to do, though. 7/10 of a second, almost 3/4 of a second over Corey Casagrande in the number 2 car, or in the number 2 position in the number 7 CT car. The 12, a little bit further on back, couple of lap traffic cars here holding on to it, but Hopkins making that high line work once again. As you can see, there's a couple of lap cars that are trying to get back up here and get their lap back the hard way. Remember, folks, there's only 9 cars on the lead lap, so Hopkins up on the high side, kind of taking a peek. He's having a look and listen to the spotter, and they have to let him know which one of these drivers is on the lead lap and which one of these drivers is just trying to get up there and potentially get around the leader. Oh, the 78 into the back of the 46, hooks him in the quarter panel, shoots him on up into the wall. We stay green, it looks like. Hopkins going to lose a bunch of track position. That is a tough break contact between those two. Back up front, Wenzel holding on to it. 03 car driving off into the sunset's already gone, so he's driving off into the darkness. There you see the 46 car going to come down pit road. May very well be done for the evening. The 03 car, he has 18 more laps. He wants to see this thing go clean and green to the end because he's got Corey Casagrande trying to make up a little bit of ground. He's got fresher tires on the right side from 2 cautions ago. But not quite able to close that gap. You can see now 8.5 almost 9/10 of a second between those 2 positions. Kyle Buck here in the number 5 car with those chrome green wheels. Each one of those chrome wheels, I believe, is 5 horsepower. We'll have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure that's how chrome works in iRacing. Kyle Buck, lots of damage on the right side of that car, but holding on to 3rd right now and on the same pitting sequence as some of these leaders. There's the 04 car of Justin Prescott, but in the top 5 all evening long. Currently running in 4th, Dylan Zullo rocking the 5th position. He's been up front most of the evening here as well. We got to go back to 6th to catch up with the 78 of Hopkins. There you can see the 12 car trying to get on down around, and he's one of the drivers that's trying to get back here on the lead lap as well. So these guys are just kind of doing a little beating and banging, and we're putting on a show here for us at VidaneTV in the late goings of this one. Little side-by-side action between the 12 and the 43. Kimball and Sweeney just holding on to 7th and 8th here with 13 laps to go. Big slide from the 11. Cody Parker holds on to it, though. There's the battle for 10th on back. 4 cars involved in this one, and they're all sorts of mixed up. Tony Quadros is in the mix there as well, trying to get up through the pack, and it's crazy to see. You've got 10, 12, 15 drivers running all in a pack, and they're on 3 different laps. So it's really tough to race the guys that are around you on the track, but it's also tough to kind of pay attention to where everybody you're racing on the pylon is as well. And right now, Wenzel has to worry about both. Has a mirror full of lap traffic up in front of him, and you can see they're battling for position. They want to stay at least 1 lap down or on the lead lap if he's on the tail end of the lead lap. So we've got 6 drivers now here on the lead lap with 10 laps to go. Count them, 10, and you can see easy on the wheel, easy on the throttle, and going to try and go around these guys the hard way, and it's all for naught because caution flag number 13 comes out. Looks like we may have an issue with the Pomasco ride. Take a peek at the U-House Racing Designs instant replay. There's the 17, the 71, and the 16Z. Little side-by-side action, and they're going for the same piece of real estate. And they kind of just meet in the middle. 71 gets sent on around, calls for the virtual tow truck. So going to go down multiple laps. May very well be done for the evening. But that's a tough break, especially when you're up in the top 10 and less than 10 laps to go. There's only a handful of drivers here on the lead lap. Going to get one of these guys a wave by. I believe that's going to be the 12 of Sweeney is going to get the free pass here when we take this, what could be the final restart. The 03, Nathan Wenzel holding on to the lead. Hard to believe. Qualified 34th on the evening here tonight in that 03 car. And there you see, holding on to the lead for right now, Corey Casagrande there in 2nd place. One of the NEP drivers that we see here each and every Thursday night. Off this week, off tomorrow night for the Snowball Derby week, and Tim's Corner Motorsports is actually off tomorrow night as well. So you may very well see old Showtime Paul Strickland out in the iRacing service, turning and burning some laps. We'll see what happens tomorrow. But there you see Corey Casagrande in that second position in the 7CT. How about a couple of lap cars here as well? The 5 of Kyle Buck running in the third position. Lots of damage on that right side, but still making it work. There's the 04 of Justin Prescott, having some connection issues still in that 04 ride. Lights are off on that pace car. There's Dylan Zulo in the 16Z. It looks like he may have used a quick repair. That car looking pretty clean all the way around. There's Mike Hopkins going to restart on the high side. The 78 going to come on around. Lots of damage on, every corner of that car. Looks like a micro burst might have come through. But still having a good run, just outside the top 5 in 6th. And we're going to get that restart, with a couple of laps to go. Lights back on atop the iRacing pace car. We're going to go around one mo again. There they go. We got the lights turned off once again, and see if we can get this thing to the checkered flag. And we're going to be with you until we get that checkered flag, as long as it takes. We got nothing going on tomorrow morning. We got nowhere to be, and we're here to watch some Turn 4 Podcast late model stocks series presented by 51 Design. Tonight's race brought to you by Lightning Chassis. Green flag flies, 5 to go. Cross that stripe, 4 laps to go here at Hickory Motor Speedway. Nathan Wenzel did exactly what he needed to do. You can see he's got himself a good cushion in behind. Oh, they are pushing for second place, though. Kyle Buck all over the back bumper of Kyle Casagrande. 3 laps to go at the stripe, side by side for second. Casagrande in the 7CT car, door handle to door handle, beating and banging with that number 5 of Buck down at the bottom. You can see gets into the quarter panel just a little bit. The 04 car blinks a little bit down on the bottom side, sideways. Is Prescott holds on to it. He is now side by side with that 5 car. The battle for second, all in the rearview mirror of this man. The 03 car of Nathan Wenzel holding on to the lead by about 2 seconds. And there is a massive gaggle of cars back here taking the white flag. Prescott in second. The 5 car in third on the high side, but Dylan Zulo on the bottom trying to make it work. And again, they are all chasing down that 03 car, taking the checkered flag for the first time. They wreck for second place. Holy moly, all the way around. Kyle Buck gonna finish in second. He gets on through. And how about that, folks? Mike Hopkins coming home in the third position. Corey Casagrande fourth, wrecked. Dylan Zulo, wrecked in fifth. Justin Prescott, wrecked in seventh. Everybody inside the top 10 getting a little bit of damage, and they are all finishing in behind that 03 car. And man, oh man, what a finish to a fantastic race here at Hickory Motor Speedway. And folks, we're not done yet. We're going to talk to these top 3 drivers as we get them hooked up and ready to rock and or roll as we get ready to head on down in it to next week. But there you see the finishing order here, unofficial. I imagine there'll be a penalty or two in that one. You can see Nathan Wenzel comes home with the victory. Kyle Buck, Mike Hopkins going to be the top 3 drivers in this one. Corey Casagrande, Dylan Zulo rounding out the top 5. Justin Prescott, Daniel Sweeney, Cody Parker, Matthew Kimball, and Tony Quadros going to be up in the top 10. And Mikey, I think this might be the first podium finish interview for you and I on VidaneTV. Did you bring me anything to drink, brother?
Yes, I have vodka soda here for you, bud. I'm sure that was a bit of work for you there in the beginning, but I'm sure you did a great job.
A bit of work in the beginning all the way through to the end, but holy smokes, what a show, man. Talk to us about that final wreck coming to the checker.
Yeah, I'll tell you, we should have pitted early, and then I think a lot of guys didn't understand stuff that we've already worked through with NAP when you pit on a track like this. So I'm sure there's some growing pains there, but completely missed my pit stall the first time, came back around, and somehow didn't go a lap down, and then you just had to fight through it. I think it was Kyle there in a 5. He was upset with me. We got shipped around a little bit right towards the end. The 46 there and I got together, racing deal kind of thing. But and then at the end there, the 44 or 40 got spun. But hey, it would have been top 6, top 5. Would have been happy with that. But I'll take a top 3, bud. And yes, to answer your question, this would be our first ever podium interview besides one of those dual races I think I won.
Drink it in, man. Solid run to kick off the season. Makes you a points contender here at this point, going for a championship, right?
I mean, it's Wednesday night. If I got nothing going on, I'll definitely be part of it. So hey, you never know.
Absolutely, man. We know you got some real racing folks and some sim racing folks that make it happen. Who gets you to and from the virtual and the real racetracks?
Yeah, for sure. Skips Outdoor Accents. If you're looking for a shed, go to sheds.net. Dirt Farm Racing, can't thank them enough. Thomas Sullivan Welding, Industrial Handling Systems. Sullivan Landscaping. A lot. Those guys there help out a lot. On the virtual side of things, thanks for Brandon Newhouse, YRD Designs, for doing a paint, and he's a race director tonight. And congrats to DJ putting together a solid league here.
Absolutely, and congratulations, Mike. Solid top three, man. I'm gonna join you after this, I think, for a drink or two, because I think I got some beers in the fridge, so we might make this happen.
10-4 started off with shot of McGillicuddy's. You'd be in great shape.
Hell yeah, brother. Mike Hopkins coming home in at third place here tonight, and we're gonna see if we can catch up with the top two drivers here momentarily. But while we wait for those top two drivers, let's see if we can't talk to the big boss man. Not quite the finish definitely not the finish he was looking for. We're not going to talk about that. That's a bad stat. But DJ, first race here of the season, man. How do you think it went?
Not too bad, Paul. We got a little bit of cleaning up we got to do. We've talked with the guys. I think we're going to do some time trialing on some last chance qualifiers next week just to try to clean up some of it. But all in all, I'm glad we got 33, 34 guys that want to be part of this deal.
And a huge field here of drivers here tonight. A couple of questions for the folks watching at home. Is there any availability for drivers to join the league in the rest of the season, or are the doors closed on registrations?
No, we'll definitely take more. I think our plan for right now is we're gonna take the top 20, 22 maybe on time trials, and then do a last chance qualifier for next week just to kind of limit the amount of guys. 33, 34 guys on Hickory was probably just a hair too much.
Yeah, lots of cars and body on a small piece of real estate, but it made for one heck of a show here for us on VidaneTV. Got to give you an opportunity, DJ. Who's making it happen for you as a racer and you as a league owner? I guess two-part interview this time around.
Yeah, obviously, Turn4Podast gets us through, and that's why we started this. But Lightning Chassis, Original Wheelman, 51 Designs, Fireside Beverage, Backup Spotting Services, Phase Record and Repair. They all help sponsor the league, and actually, I'll break it here with you, Paul. We had somebody step up tonight and offer $100 to the champion, which was VIP Tire Sales and Services of Lebanon. So whoever wins the championship will be $100 richer.
That's what it's all about, supporting those that are putting on a show here for us in the iRacing world, and that's some big news here as well. Be able to shoot over to the Facebook pages and get all the info on that. But on to the next one, Myrtle Beach next week. Going to be a good show.
Absolutely. Thanks, Paul, and I'll let you continue on with the top.
For sure. We're going to move on down pit road just a little bit further on. This guy's got Bucky written on his helmet, so I'm going to assume that's Kyle Buck, our second place finisher. Let's lift the visor up. Is that Kyle under there?
Yep.
Kyle, great run here tonight. Man, that 5 car, there was some damage kind of all the way around that car, but you still held on to the top 5 late in the going. Talk to us about that last lap wreck there coming to the checker.
Oh, I was a little rough on the right front tire, and I was just hoping that I didn't take the wall down on my way out, but I did scuff it a little bit. I saw them check up, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to hammer down.
A good solid race. One of the things we noticed, there's some chrome wheels on that car. Do we get extra horsepower in iRacing with the chrome, or is that just there for show?
Oh, I couldn't tell you. We'll go with that. Sounds good.
It sounds good. It definitely worked out for a second place finish here tonight. And got to give you an opportunity here, Kyle. Thank anybody who gets you to and from the virtual racetrack here at Hickory Motor Speedway.
I'd just like to thank Turn4Podast for putting it on. I think once we get everything dialed in, it should be pretty fun. I mean, we had a lot of racers tonight. It was hard. You had to pick and choose your battles, that's for sure.
And on to Myrtle Beach for next week. You got anything for them?
Let's just say I hate this track that we just did. I despise it, and Myrtle Beach should be a little better.
Absolutely. I'm going to be able to catch all that action here on VidaneTV. Going to be a whole lot of fun to catch up here. We're going to be following along for the next 10 weeks or so here on VidaneTV with the Turn 4 Podcast iRacing Winter Series with late model stocks here. We're going to see if we can catch up to the winter. We're going to see if we can catch up with the winner. And I believe now we've got Nathan Wenzel coming home. Man, that 03 car, sideways, slideways at points throughout the race, but driving off into the sunset, you win this thing by 2.5 seconds almost. Talk to us, man. How's it feel to win the first race of the season?
Yeah, it feels good. I didn't get any qualifying laps. I had some internet issues, but I was just able to sneak into grid, and then I kind of just try to roll through the field as slow as I could and as careful as I could, and just some good strategy at the end, kind of put us on the freshest tires, and then yep, it basically just I don't want to say walked away with it, but definitely put a small gap to the guy in second, and a couple cautions at the end, and got it done.
Absolutely, and you can see 33 spots gained on the night. Qualified, well, not missed qualifying, started shotgun, dead last on the field, back there with the race director, and he didn't even take the green flag. So putting in the work here tonight, going to be leaving the race, the first race of the season with the points lead. Is that going to be something that's going to be in the back of your mind heading into race number 2 as the championship?
Yeah, absolutely. Just try and always have a solid finish week after week, and we'll see where we come a few races later.
Picking them up, putting them back down here, and coming home with race win number 1 on the season. Got to give you an opportunity here, Nathan, to thank anybody that's watching at home, friends, family, sponsors. Who gets you to and from the track?
Oh man, my mom, dad, Lindsay, Tim, Ted, just my whole family. Yeah, it's cool to jump in iRacing every once in a while and try and just have some fun with friends. But yeah, just a cool little deal that the Turn4 podcast has put together. So just a big thank you to them.
Absolutely, and winning with a probably one of the biggest late model fields I think we've seen here at late model or at VidaneTV. So doing it in an impressive way. Congratulations, Nathan. Great win.
Thank you.
That's going to wrap things up here for us at Hickory Motor Speedway. The Lightning Chassis 150 is in the books, and we're on to race number 2. And man, oh man, is it going to be a doozy. Myrtle Beach coming up next week here live on VidaneTV. Speaking of that VidaneTV schedule, we'll take a quick peek at it as we head on out the door here. And you can see we are stacked all the way throughout. Off for the rest of the week here tonight. Going to enjoy the weekend, probably do the family thing throughout the southern New England area down here, but TCM Wingnut late model stocks right back here next Tuesday night. 4 races next week. The Turn 4 podcast series right back here Wednesday night with us on VidaneTV. That's going to be at Myrtle Beach. NEP is back at Stafford next week at on the 7th on Thursday, and then TCM at Tolko Electric late model stocks, or super late models, I should say, next Thursday night make their return here as well. We are stacked throughout the December and January months here at VidaneTV, but we've got plenty of room for other leagues and other games and other sims that might be out there. If you want to get your stuff out there on the internet and broadcasted, let us help you out here at VidaneTV. Slide in our DMs. We are always available on all the social media outlets. But that's going to do it here for us tonight for the Turn 4 Podcast Winter Series Late Model Stocks Series. And for everybody here at VidaneTV, we will catch you on the flip side. And when we do, we are going to be doing it live.